When I reflect back on the Christchurch story, it is one of love and unity, heroism and leadership in the face of a horrific terror attack. A story in which the entire nation came together to utterly reject this man, his actions, and everything that he stands for. A story in which the offender is actually rather insignificant, and his name is something many of us have never even bothered to know. However, I do feel that whilst he as a person is irrelevant and meaningless to me, his actions on that day are a whole other story. Your Honour, I also want you to understand my utter rage upon learning that this man was a guest to New Zealand. This man is not one of us, but that didn't stop him from slaughtering us. He entered into our home with ill intentions and hate in his heart, only to repay our hospitality by murdering our family and our guests. People who we welcomed into this country with the promise of a better life. He stole that safety and security from them, just as he stole our nation's innocence and insulted the manaakitanga of our country. He immigrated to the land that my family have called home for 7 generations and killed our loved ones in cold blood. And for what? He had no issue with Linda Armstrong. He didn't even know her. Instead, filled with his own racist agenda, this coward hid behind his big, powerful guns and shot little old Linda from afar. She never even stood a chance. To this day, I have not received an apology, nor have I seen any shred of remorse for his despicable actions. I want you to remember the fact that he also terrorized me and my friends through Facebook, when he deliberately chose to live stream his murder spree. And it was through Facebook, a social platform that I use daily to connect with my friends and share the happiest and most important moments of my life, that in the hours after the attack, and without the knowledge that my auntie's body was lying lifeless in the Linwood Mosque, that I too was sent and innocently watched the video, not knowing what I was viewing. But what I saw on that video will haunt me for the rest of my life. I want you to remember that the magnitude of his crime was so great, and the destruction that he left in his path was so brutal, that it would be nearly 5 full days before the police could officially identify and tell our family that Linda was amongst the dead. I want you to put yourself in my shoes during that time period and imagine the utter despair of call after call going to voicemail. The constant messaging between my family trying to get hold of Linda. And then after days of deafening silence, having to Google her name just to try and work out whether she was even alive or not. I want you to then imagine the crippling wave of emotion and anger that took hold of my body upon seeing her name as listed as dead on an online news article. This is not okay. Despite having over 30 counselling sessions with my psychotherapist, I still struggle with the anxiety I feel anytime I'm in a crowded or public place, which leaves me uneasy until I've identified a number of escape routes, hiding places, and potential options to use should this man, or someone like him, ever decide to open fire upon me. Your Honour, knowing that a hate-filled lowlife like this man could kill me at any time and for any reason is my new normal. In wrapping up this statement, I want you to know that I do not seek vengeance. He really isn't worth my time or my energy. I put my faith in you, that you will protect me and the future generations of our nation from this man and ensure he never, ever has the opportunity to hurt another living soul again.